Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 18, text 62. So would somebody like to read the Sanskrit?
Yeah, Baby, you want to read?
62.
I read. Okay.
Okay.
Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata tat prasadat param shantim sthanam prapsyasi shashvatam.
O Scayan of Bharat, surrender unto him utterly. By his grace, you will attain transcendental peace and the supreme eternal abode. So a living entity should therefore surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in everyone's heart, and that will relieve him from all kinds of miseries of this material existence. We can see, each of us, I'm sure, have experienced misery in the material world. No one can say, oh, I have never experienced misery. Why? Because the nature of this material world is that there is misery. It's temporary and it is full of miseries. And what does Krishna says? That the one who surrenders unto his lotus feet, then this material world, which is made up of the three modes of material nature, it becomes like a small ocean, and one can easily cross beyond it just by surrendering unto the lotus feet of Krishna. By such surrender, not only will one be released from all miseries in this life, but at the end, he will reach the Supreme God. So what happens? Why is it that when we surrender to Krishna, then why don't we feel the miseries? What happens? Is because, what does it mean, surrender to Krishna? Means we start hearing his name, we start chanting Hare Krishna mantra, we start reading about him from Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, we worship his deity, we offer some puja to him, offer some foodstuff, offer some flowers or water or leaves. Then what happens is, because we are serving him, then the happiness he feels, he lets us feel that happiness. And because we are so full with that happiness, then around us what's happening, it doesn't touch us. It doesn't, shake us to that degree. Because then our attachment to the material world reduces to that degree. And because our attachment reduces to that degree, we do not feel the miseries of the world then. It's like a vaccination, You put a vaccine, then even though you go out where the disease is there, it does not affect you anymore. So the bhakti is like a vaccination against all the miseries. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not only that, we'll be relieved from miseries while we are in this world, but what happens is we have to give up this body one day or the other. Each of us have to give up this body. No one can say, oh, I'm not going to give up this body. The only 100% guaranteed thing that we have in this life is one day we are going to die. That's the only guarantee we have. And then what happens? Each of us has a different destination. Different destination, different universes, different planets, different species of life based on our karma. But if we surrender to Krishna, we engage in his devotional service, what happens is then we will attain him. We will reach him. We will go back to him. We do not need to come back to this material world. The transcendental world is described in the Vedic literature, Rig Veda 122.20 as Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. Since all of creation is the kingdom of God, everything material is actually spiritual, but Paramam Padam specifically refers to the eternal abode, which is called the spiritual sky or Vaikuntha. So from Krishna's point of view, or even like if we speak as a fact, this material world is also a part of the spiritual world because it's Krishna's creation. This material world is also Krishna's creation. It is situated on the Brahma Jyoti. anything we see is situated on the Brahma Jyoti. So the spiritual world is also situated in the Brahma Jyoti. The material world is also situated in the Brahma Jyoti. What happens is that in this Brahma Jyoti, in this full spiritual sky, there is a tiny portion, a very tiny portion, which is covered with the Mahatattva, with the material ingredients. And why? This is the place where the living entities who want to forget Krishna, they are put into that, and those are us. So as we can see that a country is very big, and citizens are free to go anywhere and everywhere. But each country has a small jail there, has a specific area called the jail, where certain living entities who create havoc in normal society, they are put in that area so that they can correct their behavior. And once their behavior is correct, they are again let loose in normal society. Till the time they don't correct their behavior, they are kept in that prison. The same way, this material world is like that. This material world is also Brahman. There is nothing that exists that is not Brahman. Why? Because everything comes from Krishna. Krishna is the supreme Brahman. So everything he creates is Brahman. But only this material world is covered with this dark Mahatattva. For our rectification, for us conditioned souls who have forgotten Krishna, we said we don't want to have a relationship with Krishna. And so that is like creating havoc in our own lives. And we are put in this material world to rectify this wrong thought in us, that anything can be separate from Krishna and that we are separate from Krishna. In the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is stated, Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sanivishtaha. The Lord is seated in everyone's heart. Krishna is there in each and everyone's heart. It could be the animals or the aquatics or the bird or the beasts, the trees, the worms, the microbes, the human beings, everyone's heart. Krishna doesn't say that somebody is in the body of a pig, so I will not go there. No, he's accompanying each and every living entity as the Paramatma. So this recommendation that one should surrender unto the super soul sitting within means that one should surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So we should surrender to Krishna. Surrendering to the super soul, the Paramatma, is same as surrendering to Krishna. It's the same thing. Why? Because Paramatma is just one feature of Krishna. It is Krishna himself in the form of Paramatma. You know, if, for example, if I change my dress, sometimes I wear an evening gown, sometimes I wear house clothes, sometimes I wear office clothes, does it mean that I'm still not me? No, I'm still me. So Krishna is one feature as Paramatma, but it's still him. So Krishna has already been accepted by Arjuna as the Supreme. He was accepted in the 10th chapter as Param Brahma, Param Dhamma. Arjuna has accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the supreme abode of all living entities, not only because of his personal experience, but also because of the evidence of great authorities like Narad, Asita, Devala, and Vyas. So after hearing the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna tells Krishna, Krishna, I accept that you are the Supreme Lord, that there is no one greater than you, that you, the person, Shyam Sundar Krishna, that's the highest truth anybody could know. And Arjuna is telling to Krishna, I'm telling you this not just by way of flattery, not because you are my friend, but all the great authorities, Narad, Asita, Devala, Vyas, and so many other authorities have proclaimed the same thing. So it's like this, if we get, for example, we graduate from a university, which is recognized by the Board of Education, then we get a certificate. With that certificate, everybody knows, oh, this person is qualified. This person has done their doctorate degree, and so he or she is a qualified doctor. It's recognized by the Board of Medical Science, you know. So all the authorities have given this person the certificate. He's certified. But if somebody else just proclaims himself, oh, I'm a doctor, but he never went to any university, he never got a certificate. So how can he be a doctor? Right? So the authority is very important. Who is claiming what? You know? So in the material world also, we are always listening to authority. If somebody is a certified doctor, we do go to him with the faith that he will cure us. So there are the pure devotees who are authorities in the matter of devotion and into bringing us closer, showing us who's God, telling us who's God. Is that okay?
Yes.
Any questions?
Yes.
Comments?
No. All.
Anything to share? No?
So that means that Arjuna is accepted by Krishna himself, right?
I'm sorry?
Arjuna is accepted by Krishna.
Arjuna is accepted by Krishna?
As a disciple,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes. Already in the second chapter, Arjuna, he told Krishna that now I'm a disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So Arjuna accepted Krishna as his spiritual master. And that's the reason Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita. That's the way we can receive spiritual knowledge, when we accept the authority of the spiritual master. Otherwise, before that, Krishna did not instruct the Bhagavad Gita because Arjuna was saying, I will not fight, I will not fight. He gave the reasons, I will have sinful reactions and I will have, you know, the family tradition will break. There'll be too many unwanted population. With unwanted population, then the women will be degraded. Then the whole society will be in chaos. So he was giving reasons till then. But once he accepted Krishna, I accept you as my spiritual master. I'm your disciple. Please instruct me. Then Krishna started instructing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So then, so we can see that how authority is so important. You know, what do you all think? Is it important, the authority, to where we are hearing from?
Yeah.
Why is
Very
it
important?
Why is authority so important?
Because authority, because like Srila Prabhupada had already went through, he already knew how thing is, what is happening, who's God. And he has already, from his Guru Maharaj, from his literature, from his work, from his Guru Maharaj Ved Granth, he already knew. So if I, like, as Prabhupada gives an example, like a father, mother, and a child. So if a child goes and asks the mother that, who's my father? So she's the authority. If she tells the child that he's your father, she'll accept. So Prabhupada is like a mother. If Prabhupada is saying that just hold on to me and I'll take you to Golok Vrindavan, then he will take us because he's coming from the parampara.
That's right.
And he can touch our heart.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. That because Prabhupada is coming from parampara.
And he can touch our heart.
And this parampara started from Krishna himself. And so the knowledge that Srila Prabhupada is giving is true knowledge. So we can accept it with full faith. You know, because sometimes people give us some knowledge, but we are not very sure if this person is telling me the truth or not. So should I believe or not? So our faith is, not very strong because we are not yet sure. But Bhagavad Gita as it is, translated by Srila Prabhupada, is coming in the discipline succession. So we should accept the message with our full heart. It's coming in the parampara system. Yes. So, and another reason is, like, for example, if we want to really get cured of a disease, so we go to a qualified doctor, right? We make sure we are going to a qualified doctor if we have a disease, isn't it? So much research we do. Oh, is this doctor good or that doctor good? Let me go to the best doctor who will really cure me of the disease. I've been going to so many doctors. but they're giving me so many different medicines, which is not curing my disease. It's in fact getting worse. So we need to do proper research. Which is the doctor I'm going to so my disease will go away? So similarly, we also have to search the proper authority to hear spiritual knowledge so our disease of material life will go away. It is a disease that we are thinking we are the body. So we need to be cured of that. So we need to hear from authority. Yes?
Yeah. Yes.
Text 63. Would somebody like to?
Yeah, I can read. I can try.
Oh.
Iti te jnanam akyatam guhatam gutaram maya vrimashya etad asheshena yatha ichhasi tatha kuru.
Now, this is how Krishna is giving, how we have the full independence. Krishna is saying, thus I have explained to you knowledge, still more confidential. Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do. So Krishna is not telling Arjuna, I am God and you must worship me. Well, he did tell him that I am God and a person should worship me. But Krishna is telling Arjuna, I've given you all the knowledge, but you have the free will to decide. It's up to you if you want to become my devotee or no. You want to follow my instruction or no, it's up to you. So same, we also have this independence. We have the free will to choose whether we are going to choose Krishna or we want to forget Krishna. That choice is ours. The Lord has clearly explained to Arjuna the knowledge of Brahma Bhuta. One who is in the Brahma Bhuta condition is joyful. He never laments, nor does he desire anything. That is due to confidential knowledge. Krishna also discloses knowledge of the super soul. This is also Brahman knowledge. Knowledge of Brahman, but it is superior. So what is the Brahma Bhuta platform? Is the platform of liberation, where one is not situated on the platform of the body, not that I am the body, but one is situated that I am on the platform of the soul, that I am an eternal soul. Really being on that situation, not theoretically, but once we really come to that position, then it's very joyful. It's very, very joyful because the soul is always joyful. It's ananda, no? So if we identify with the soul, then we are joyful. And then we never lament. We never lament. Why? Because we can see that everything in this material world is temporary. And he doesn't desire because he knows it's temporary. So that is the knowledge of Brahman. But Krishna also speaks the knowledge of the super soul, the Paramatma. So he's speaking the knowledge of the soul, which is confidential. And more confidential knowledge is the knowledge of the super soul, the supreme God, supreme personality of Godhead. And then the most confidential knowledge is we should engage in service to Krishna, engage in devotional service. Here the words Yathechasi tatha kuru, as you like, you may act, indicate that God does not interfere with the little independence of the living entity. So Krishna gives us this independence. And what do we do with the independence? Anybody? Anybody would like to say, what do we do with the independence?
We do what Krishna doesn't like us to do.
Ah, yes, thank you. Yes, that's very correct. Krishna wants us to come back to him. And then we are like, but it's going to be so boring. Why should I come back to you? I can't here pretend that I'm doing so many great things here. You know, I'm such a great person here. I can do so many things. I can achieve so many goals. And he's like looking at us and saying, what? What do you do? I'm helping you with everything, you know. But we don't see that. We don't see. And then how we try to, see, we have this independence, right? And we really love our independence. But do we give this independence to our loved ones? Or do we like to control them? Have we thought about that? Are we unhappy when they don't do the things that we don't want them to do? Do we keep on nagging them about it?
Yeah, most of the times.
Yeah, because we have this that I must control you, right?
Yeah, we want to control.
Yeah, but imagine Krishna does not do that to us.
Yeah,
He's giving us this independence. So should we be also doing that? Should we try to control others?
not really.
Yeah, that's right. We shouldn't.
We shouldn't.
We shouldn't try to control others. We can guide. Of course, if we have small children who are not yet adults, then we need to guide them properly. But once they are adults, then they are free to act. We can give guidance, but another person it is their decision whether to accept that or not. You know, and then we give the guidance, that's our duty. They accept it or no, that's theirs. And then we should not get into it, you know. We should not hold grudges, because holding grudges is something which will keep us here in this material world. That is something we need to give up. Otherwise, we will continue staying in the material world. And that's the reason Mahatma Prabhu is so big on forgiveness. He keeps doing the forgiveness workshops. So we have to let go. Because we have this desire to control when another person doesn't do the things we want them to do, then we hold grudges. And those grudges keep building up in our heart over the years. And from one small thing, they can turn into a very big thing. I don't know if you all have had the experience. I have had it. And then it can really, it really interferes in our life, in our journey, in our evolution, in our consciousness. And that's something we should try to work on, because this independence is given to us by Krishna. I don't know if it makes sense or not, but anyway. Yes?
It does make sense.
Anything, any comments or any questions on that?
No.
Yeah, no, but practically what we should do in the practical life, everybody of us is facing this problem.
Yeah, so practically we have to stop controlling.
No, not stop about the grudges I'm talking. Like when we hold the grudges against others, and as we all know that it's not their fault, it's our own fault. As when we are reading Srila Prabhupada books, then we understand that it's not their fault. It is our own fault. And still, if we do that sometimes, then how to like in the practical world, because then we want to go back and we are coming on the beginning level again. So like in the practical life, how to handle the situation.
So because we are so used to holding grudges, you know, blame the other person. We are very used to it. So that's our default nature. And so we really have to work very hard. We have to keep reminding ourselves, I'm in this position is because of my own karma. This person is only an instrument giving me my karma. And everything is happening with the sanction of Krishna. Let me hold on to Krishna's lotus feet. It's not easy. It's not easy to do it. And we keep forgetting it. And we keep holding grudges. But we have to keep on repeatedly doing that. Keep on repeatedly. Also, we can try to see how many bad things we have done. And if everybody holds grudges against us, what will happen to us? Do we want forgiveness from others? So we have to become honest. Only when we become honest, then we can become humble. And when we become humble, then we will not hold grudges. So we need to be honest that, am I really so good that I have not done these things, that I'm holding a grudge against another? I probably have done worse things than what this person has done. And because I have these faults in me, that's why I'm able to see these faults. So for sure, it's only I'm not willing to look inside myself, because it's so easy for me to look into other person's faults. Why should I look into myself? My ego will be hurt. Let me try and find fault with another. And so it takes a lot of courage to become honest, and we are not honest. You know, we have to work at becoming honest to ourselves.
We should try to find out the positive side of the person.
But you know,
Focus more, try to, whenever you think, at least I feel Like if I am holding a grudge against somebody, slowly, I try to find the good point in that person so that it negates his negative points to
That's,
some extent.
yes,
Yeah.
that is
And,
very good.
and that is not 100% because even if we do follow that, it is quite possible that we still hold a grudge. So it comes with practice and you have to be honest to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll keep on appreciating another person, but because we have not yet looked into our own fault, we will keep doing it. You know, it's, yes, as you said, we should appreciate others when we see their faults, but also we should try to say, I'm seeing this fault in another. Let me see, how does this fault manifest in me? I'm not able to see it in myself, but I can see it in another person. That means it's there in me. So let me see what is there and let me try to work on it. And so that's the reason this human life is actually meant for austerity, so that we can get out of here. We have to continuously work on ourselves. And it's not easy to work on ourselves because it hurts our ego. We don't want to do it. You know?
Correct.
We want to feel that we are great. I'm the greatest person alive. Even if other people don't give that appreciation to us, we keep giving that to ourselves. I'm the greatest person. It doesn't mean that we have to beat ourselves down. Then it becomes low self-esteem. That's another perverted reflection of a false ego. You know, we do not have to go to the extreme of having low self-esteem, but we just have to come to the platform of honesty.
It starts with your being honest to your own self first,
That's
I
right.
guess.
Yes, that's right. We have to be
The rest of the things will follow slowly and gradually.
Yeah, yeah. So forgiveness is a big thing that we need to work on. And Mahatma Prabhu has so many workshops on it, you know. He's time and again, forgiveness. Because
I think I attended one in Taipei
yeah. He has many
long back.
online also, and it's really helpful, really helpful. It's very good.
Yeah, that was a physical class for 2 or 3 days. And we had, I think I have attended. He had done in Taipei.
Very good.
I'm sure. But still, when it comes to applying practically, then again we are.
Yeah, so that's what, you know,
But we have to try.
We are
Yes.
expecting another to forgive us, and whereas we don't want to forgive.
Yes, you're right.
In what way is Krishna going to accept us? Why will he?
Yes, you're right.
He says, oh, you didn't change then. You still
So
live.
is it that's why before sleeping our parents used to say that forgive with your man, karm or vachan se जिसको भी तुमने hurt किया है उसको आप forgive करते हो.
जिसको हमने hurt किया, we have to
हाँ,
ask.
या जिसको भी हमने hurt किया है वो हमें forgive करे मन कर्म और वचन से.
Yeah, but then by just doing that, that's not enough. We have to make sure that we are,
not hurting them again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense if we keep on doing the same thing and says, oh, please forgive me. You have to make sure where am I going wrong? What do I need to work on actually? You know, so we have to open, when people tell us something about ourselves, we have to be willing to hear it. You have to be willing to hear, what is this person trying to tell me about myself, and let me try to work on it. So that's what Krishna is giving us, our independence, but then we don't want to give that independence to others. So
yeah, absolutely.
So then we'll just finish off this purport. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord has explained in all respects how one can elevate his living condition. The best advice imparted to Arjuna is to surrender unto the super soul seated within his heart. Okay, so we have to surrender to the super soul by right discrimination. One should agree to act according to the order of the super soul. But now, because we are so dirty, we can't hear the super soul. We can't hear Krishna speaking to us. We can just make up something and say, oh, Krishna told me, you go drink alcohol today. But that's not Krishna. Krishna's never going to tell you drink alcohol. That's just our desire. So how shall we act according to the order of super soul? We should listen to our guru, our bona fide guru, bona fide, spiritual master. That will help one become situated constantly in Krishna consciousness, the highest perfectional stage of human life. A guru is one who can take us to Krishna. That's a guru. Somebody who knows the science of Krishna, that's guru. Arjuna is being directly ordered by the personality of Godhead to fight. Surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is in the best interest of the living entities. It is not for the interest of the Supreme. So for Krishna, it doesn't matter whether we surrender unto him or not, you know. He does not need our prayers. Krishna doesn't need our little flower that we offer him or the little fruit that we offer him. Or if we cook for him something, or if we speak some sweet words to him. He doesn't need all that. He has created everything. He's created unlimited number of fruits, unlimited number of flowers. You know, so it is our benefit when we offer to Krishna. It's our purification. Because he is self-satisfied. Krishna is Atma Ram, self-satisfied. So he is not going to gain. But when we approach him in love, Krishna reciprocates in love. He is very loving, very merciful. Before surrendering, one is free to deliberate on this subject as far as the intelligence goes. That is the best way to accept the instruction of the Supreme Personality of God. Such instruction comes also through the spiritual master, the bona fide representative of Krishna. So we should do proper research work regarding transcendental matters. To buy one thing, one small thing, we do so much research. We ask friends, we go on different websites, we see what is the best deal. Then trying to understand transcendental knowledge, we should also do research and hear from the correct source, the transcendental knowledge. So any questions or comments?
No, all good.
And we can stop here. And
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
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 Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.